Hello and welcome. Good morning and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge we have from 1934, Seagram 7 Crown. This is an older label, which is kind of comical because I remember when it was the new label. 7 crowns, don't know why. Suspect it's some Kabbalah thing, but get into the history of Seagrams, you would understand why. But anyway, the company founded in 1857, the brand introduced in 1937, 75% grain neutral spirits, 25% straight whiskey. Okay. It's a Diageo brand today since the year 2000. Nice brown bottle. Brown is better. Protects it from the light. There's a 7 embossed on the back. You might see that. You can feel it. All right. Runs about $13 a bottle. You might find it for $12, but you're really going to probably pay $13 to $15 a bottle. Here's the competitor. Gran Legacy American Blend. Blended whiskey with natural flavors. Okay, that doesn't say much because most American blended whiskey has natural flavors, such as blending sherry. Most Canadian blended whiskey has natural flavors. Scotch and Irish whiskey don't. They just have the grain whiskey and the malt whiskeys blended together. The Legacy Distilling Company, Louisville, Kentucky. In other words, Sazerac for CVS Pharmacy. I bought this 1,750 milliliter bottle. 1,000. That's 750. The Seagrams. This is 1,750. Bought this at CVS. Plastic. Not what we really want. That's what you get. There are glass bottles, but I didn't see those at that location. $10.99 with the CVS card. It's been all right. It hasn't stood out. I haven't been able to tell it apart in most of the challenges from the other run-of-the-mill American blended whiskey. So it's basically just a distinctively mediocre product. You know what I'm saying? It's just ordinary and not, it's a nice pourer here. Ordinary and not something to get too impressed with. It's not worse than the other ones. It's not better than the other ones. It's just cheap and it's on the shelf like the other ones, okay? You're not going to get much with this, but you're probably not going to expect much. I don't think too many people buying this expect much. Kind of interesting label. You could feel the plastic. There's like a plastic coating, raised plastic coating. Similar to the Seagram's older label. This is like a 2015 label. You can feel the plastic filigree. The new ones don't have that. They don't have it. They don't have it. People buy Seagrams to do mixed drinks. I see this at every bar I've ever been in my whole life. You will always see this. It's one of the top selling whiskeys in America, blended or otherwise. And in my opinion, it's one that actually tastes good on its own merits. You know what I mean? Like you would actually buy it to drink, not just to do mixed drinks, and it would actually taste good. It actually has attributes for its own, like I said, its own merit. The other ones don't. The other American blended whiskeys really don't. They just there. They exist. But what do people buy the Gran Legacy for? It's like if they're having a Halloween party, they're buying a jug of this, a jug of rum, a jug of brandy, a jug of gin, jug of vodka, and it's all the cheap brands. So people can make the mixed drinks, drink them, and not think about it. They could be talking and clowning and whatever, or a Mardi Gras parade, or just some event where you don't want to put out expensive stuff because the people that drink all that. Just commodity, just there. For football, have people that get together for a football viewing party where I've noticed people don't really view the football games, which I don't like because I want to watch the game. I don't even like people calling me during the game because they want to just talk. And I'm like, okay, oh, look, interception. It's like, if I wanted to talk, I would talk, but I want to watch the game. And there's certain people I like, personally, I like them, but take them to a game. Because they're not going to let you watch the game. They're just going to keep blabbing the whole time. The shade. Well, I guess the Seagrams is like amber, and the Gran Legacy is a bit darker. So are they both colored with caramel coloring? Probably. That's a common thing with Canadian, Irish, Scotch, American blended whiskeys. Add coloring. Is it cheating? Well, it's cheating in the sense that they age it for 4 years or more in used oak barrels, and they would be very, very light. So to appeal to the people's eyes, to appeal to people, they add coloring. So you might, if you don't research whiskey production, and almost no consumers are going to do that, they just see the dark and they probably thinking it's naturally that color. Coca-Cola is virtually clear. They add the caramel coloring to give it the Coca-Cola brown color. No, people wouldn't like it without the coloring. Psychologically, it would affect their appreciation of it. There's a good article about food coloring on the United States Department of Agriculture website. Very interesting. It's not a hysterical article. It's just like a moderately written article. It says here's food coloring, and go into detail about it. If you read some of the internet blogs, web logs, well, you get all this hysterical stuff. And it could be left wing, usually it'd be like all the food's going to make you die. It's a corporate plot. It's that, food is designed to kill you, that kind of the stuff you've been hearing your whole life. And maybe you've been believing it. Stuff I hear my whole life. Or it could be right wing web logs. And usually they'll have oftentimes hysterical articles too, like, every government program is a plot to overthrow the world. There's always that same line of thinking everything is a plot. It's a conspiracy. And it's always the same people doing it. So, but both sides will talk about that, They're very wound up. Hysterical, I call it. Left wing, right wing, same. Different ideology, but same presentation oftentimes. Okay. It's very shrill, what I mean. But then you get on the USDA website or the Tax and Trade Bureau website. It's not. It's just like measured writing. Now, do all governments do that? No, some are like real hysterical, like historically. Look at old German government publications from the 1930s and 40s. They're all like wound up, It was like, oh. I read they've got a lot of those in the library here. Signal magazine was kind of like a forerunner of Life, the first big glossy, big magazine with color splash pages, they call them. Like high quality photography, like great photography, captions, little caption articles. It was published by the whatever Information Bureau of the Schutzstaffel, SS. You say, oh no, not them. Yeah. But if you look at the tone of the articles is very like shrill, and it's all a plot. It's all a plot. Everything's a plot. So, and then it just goes on about whatever. It doesn't matter what subject, it's all, and you get that like today, left wing or right wing. But okay, on to the smell. I'll bring up these little topics sometimes because they're interesting and they're somewhat related to this. Now, the Seagram 7 Crown website is a little bombastic, like that tone, like I was saying, like, oh yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's not as good. They're making it like, oh wow, Seagram 7 Crown is an American icon, all capital letters, an American icon with a rich age. A blended American whiskey, Seagram 7 Crown is carefully blended and aged in oak. Well, they're all carefully blended, I guess, and they're all aged in oak, but some of them might be carefully blended with low-grade ingredients. That's why you get some of those weird flavors. With its smooth, sweet taste and creamy vanilla finish, Seagram 7 Crown Seagram 7 Crown there's a mistake there. It should be Seagram 7 Crowns, apostrophe S. Seagram 7 Crown approachable and smooth taste profile stands up against today's biggest shot brands and its signature drink, the 7 and 7. All right. So many things you read that got grammatical errors. And we're talking about big companies. Seagram approachable approach. That's like saying Denise daughter coming over. Get the house clean because Denise daughter coming over. No, it's apostrophe S. Denise's daughter. Okay. Right. This one smells kind of oddly woody, strangely caramel, strangely burning, strangely corn alcohol, and strangely like the Gran Legacy. Like it just seemed too dark for what you get. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad aroma. Okay, over here. There's a little corn grits type thing. Polenta, if you get Bob's Red Mill polenta, or even Quaker, okay, Quaker grits, which is white corn, but it's still that. It's very strong in that. You say, what about the wood? What about the wood? What about Frank? What about Frank? Frank finished. Okay. No, there's not a lot of wood noticement here. I'm talking about grammatical, and I'm doing it. There's an underlying faint shadow of wood aroma, but it's so faint. So in appearance, it's a wash. They're like similar. In aroma, interestingly, there's not a big quality difference. The smell's kind of okay. Notice I didn't say good. This one smells maybe even good, like it's into like something you'd want to smell, not just have to smell because you're doing a taste challenge. So I think that's the Seagram's, but I'm a little shocked because it's not running away with the show yet. I just thought it was going to be a blowout from get-go. I thought it was going to be just Ohio State is whipping you. They're beating you, Michigan, beating you here, beating you there, beating you everywhere. I thought it was going to be something like that. But it isn't. Okay. But it is a taste challenge. Dawn Busters taste challenge. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get together and do it again. Okay. Vanilla, little honey, Wood, a lot of wood actually. Aged in oak. Caramel candy, like you say, like Werther's Original. Yeah, or Riesling or one of those. Hmm. Must be the Seagrams. Must be the Seagrams. So see, I'm a little confused right now. Some of the viewers are saying right now. You can't stop the haters from hating. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Welcome, my friends, to the show that never ends. I was talking about a strange little touch of melon flavor when I did the last review, and I thought it was the Heaven Hill, but it was the Grand Legacy. So I got Heaven Hill confused with Sazerac. I was so ashamed and so played and embarrassed and dismayed and troubled. Remember, I told you I was trouble. But I was, and I thought this isn't going to be like that. When you drink, that's Seagram's, I think. See, when you drink the Seagram's, it gives you more of how do you describe this? It's hard to describe these things if you never had them. It's a strong wood thing, like I was gonna say wood chips, not wood chips. It's sort of like a semi-sour. Um, I wish I could do a good job describing products. You ever notice that? If you've been watching this channel for 9 years, that I'm not too good at describing them. I try though, because I can't ever think what they taste like. So I just kind of try to make a close approximation. It's like I was gonna say beeswax. Yeah, chewing wax, like they used to have at Halloween with the lips. You say, you mean chewing gum. No, I mean chewing wax. Like you used to be able to buy wax. It was a box or a bag, and it had like might be a eye, some horror scene like somebody's eyeball or lips. And it could be cherry flavor or strawberry, something like that. I think I even remember chocolate, and always tasted weird. But it was wax, like literally wax instead of gum. You wouldn't want to eat it, but you could chew it and you get the flavor. And then pretty soon you just have all this wax in your mouth and you spit it out. Some people say, I remember that. Yeah, it was like almost like to some extent rivaling gum. Like you could buy chewing gum or chewing wax. Then it just went away. Maybe they found out it was like radioactive or something from White Sands, New Mexico, or the Big Top Candy Mountain. But it was, I never see when's the last time you seen chewing wax? Do you remember Virulin? Okay, There's kind of a harsh undertaste, though. You say, what is it? It's like grain alcohol, corn liquor. I don't know. Not. I'm not in total love with this today. I think that I'm falling in love, but not with this. No, I don't know. It's strange. When you're a stranger. This one over here just tastes like ordinary old off-track grain American blended whiskey, though. You know what I mean? It's like something just wacky with it, wanky, wrong, melon. You say, oh, well, don't you know if they have off products like bourbon or something that's just doesn't come out right, that they just sling it in there with grain alcohol and they make American blended whiskey and they put 1,000 different brands on it. Yeah, I know that. Huh. Oh, that burn. It burns. It burns. Wasn't even holy water. It was just regular old tap water. Huh. I thought this was going to be a catastrophic event in favor of Seagram 7 Crown and in detriment to Grand Legacy. I thought Grand Legacy was going to get obliterated. You say, well, I thought the Seahawks were going to whip the Saints bad, and I mean bad. So did I. Although I had a good feeling Sunday morning, I don't know why. I said, I don't know. I'm like Paul McCartney. I got a feeling down inside. Oh, yeah. I said, I don't know. After the first 10 minutes, I thought, uh-oh. You in trouble, Seahawks. You could just see it. You could see it. And when I first started tasting these two this morning, I said, uh-oh, you in trouble, Dawn Busters. Then you saw the a bit burns. Yeah, I've been exposed like the Wizard of Oz. But I still think this is Seagram's you see. Would I pay more for Seagram's? I would, and I did. I just bought a bottle at Walmart for $12.99. I saw a bottle of scotch at Mathernes. They're always getting these old bottles from somebody. Somebody's got them juiced in, and they always say, you want this? It's like somebody coming along to Mathernes. One of those distributors, probably Southern Eagle, National Republic National, and saying, how about this? And they say, we'll take it. And so I said, oh, what is John Barr? I heard of it. It's got that Johnny Walker square bottle. I say, John Barr, American, Scotch blended Scotch whiskey. I said, ooh, special reserve. I said, oh yeah, they're always special, classic, premium. $15.99. I said, Did some research, but I wasn't sure that $15.99 was any kind of exceptional price because I was seeing kind of common prices like that on online websites for liquor stores like Specs and whatnot. So I said, I got too much backstock now. Although I only have 2 Scotch bottles left unopened, Johnny Walker Red and Highland Mist. So I said, maybe you could do it. But I'm going to do a little more research. Only 2 bottles. I only had 2 bottles. So you know what's going to happen if I wait around. You know what always happens when you wait around? You're going to have a frown because you're going to go to buy it and it's going to be gone. Like the Eagles, already gone. And then you'll be singing not your victory song, you'll be singing your defeat song. So I'm going to make that decision very soon. Grand Legacy. It ain't no legacy and there's nothing grand about it. They ought to call it cheapo. But how many people would want to buy a whiskey called Cheapo Store Brand? Nah, not too many people. So they just put out this label that's all wrong. You know, it's got like a crown. They probably put a crown on their Canadian whiskey and a copper pot still. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Copper pot still. And then they just said, what are we going to do for the other labels? They just said, just put it on all of them. Nobody's going to notice. Maybe that weirdo in Louisiana is like looking at labels. I did notice. So this ain't nothing much to talk about, but I got a lot of talking to do because look how much I've got. Oh no. I got almost a half gallon left. Golly gee. Island Natty says, hey Ron, did you took a day off yesterday? No, I worked over. Well, I was on the clock for over 8 hours. I don't know if all of it involved work, but mostly it did. I didn't have too much off time. I mean, I was just like running, and I ended up having to work 16 minutes late. No, I did not take off for work, and I went to teach religion class last night, so it was a full day with not a whole lot of rest. And I cut my arm on a box. You say a box? You can't cut your arm on a box, a cardboard box. Yeah, these cardboard boxes be like a razor blade. They're dangerous, actually. Okay. I'm going to say Seagram's. It's got that sourdough bread, sour mash. I think they're using sour mash bourbon. You mean like Redemption or Bullet? I think they're probably using Bullet. And they mixing it with the 75% grain spirits. Do I think Seagram's uses better grain spirits than other companies? Yeah, because it has more of a corn taste and doesn't have weird off flavors like honeydew melon. Like that's totally inappropriate for a whiskey. All right, so I'm gonna say if this says GL on it on the label, this says GL, I'm gonna faint. Ha ha ha! It doesn't. Ha ha ha! I got it right. But not without a lot of trepidation. I was a little scared. If you go back and watch this video again, you'll notice some fear in my face. I said, don't get it wrong. You never live it down. But thankfully, the detriment showed up. In other words, Grand Legacy had enough badness in it, like honeydew melon, to help me get through. It had enough off flavors to help me get through. And that's the key. You could pay $10.99 for this jug bottle. It's fine. But you're going to get some funky monkey stuff. You can pay $12.99 at Walmart for Seagram 7 Crown. It's not going to set the world on fire. It's not world class. It's nothing to brag about. But it's a solid product. Look what the company says. Alluring, clean, and crisp with a hint of citrus. Alluring. I don't know about all that. Clean. It's clean. It's crisp. You say that's like a beer. I know, right? Like Bud Light. And a hint of citrus. I was saying chewing wax and caramel candy, but maybe they didn't want to put that up there. Smooth, sweet taste. Oh, that was the nose. Sorry. Haha, the nose. The taste. Smooth, sweet taste. Yeah, it was smooth. It was sweet. Creamy vanilla finish. I didn't say anything about creamy, but I did say vanilla. Buy now. Let's see what happens when you press buy now. I'm going walking. Enough of this. Oh, it's got a locator tool. Let's see how accurate. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's like every store in 7 Crown. Walmart. CVS Pharmacy. Mathern's. Laplace discount. Boy, you might not get shot if you go there. You might. You probably. Well, you could. You may. Rack. Circle K. Travel Center. Old Time Saver. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got Seagram 7 Crown. It goes on and on. There's no easy. That's the kind of thing where a locator tool is not necessary because who ain't going to have it? Now, it might be necessary for the flavor, the apple and the, what's the other, the honey. Now, if you want to find honey, Seagram's honey or apple, well, that could be a problem. I think Winn-Dixie has both. Do I ever want to try them? No, I don't. Ronnie, do you believe in climate change? Climates do change over time, or we should say adjust. Oh, you're talking about that international socialist hysteria stuff. Like Barack Hussein Obama said, settled science. Oh, well, no, I mean, that's all just a bunch of propaganda that you've been hearing your whole life, all that hysteria. And they get little kids to go out and promote it so they can pull at people's heartstrings like, we want change. The government must act. If we just had more international socialism and less personal freedom, we could beat this. They're always trying some new angle, right? When I was a little kid, there was going to be an ice age, and then they were going to run out of oil by 1980, and then they later said, well, no, 1990, and then oh, forget oil. Let's get off of that. They said, well, the ozone layer is going to go away, and the ice caps are going to all melt. And then in the 90s, it was global warming. It's warm. We're going to burn up. We're all going to burn, 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 burn. And if you would just embrace the hammer and the sickle, you could be saved. It's really all idol worship. They worship the creation more than the creator, you see. You say all of that's coming out of those lodges. We all know that. Ancient Orient, Scottish Rite, York, all that. Okay. And so now it's climate change, which is a very good way because that can mean anything. See, they had to kind of narrow it down. You don't want to be specific. You want to be non-specific. You want to have a hysteria that can be anything to anybody. And that was, I remember around, what year was it? Around 2000, I don't know, could have my timelines wrong, 2002. I just remember they all, in one day, they went from global warming, and then one day they pivoted, all of them down the line. Sierra Club, Socialist Workers Party, the White House, all down the line, it became climate change. And I said, somebody must have sent out a memo because World Health, National, what is it, the International Weather Bureau, whatever, the United Nations organization, it all pivoted in one day. I said, so we're not going to hear about global warming anymore. It's going to all be climate change from now on. And it has been. And they love to parade out kids, because they don't know anything. So they get children to go make speeches. Oh, well, enough of that. So we know what they do. And we know how to counter them. Okay. Or are we trying to learn at least? Okay, thanks for watching this video production. Seagram's is the clear winner. But if you're expecting world class, you better go somewhere else because Seagram's ain't going to give you anything world class, not the 7 Crown. But it's serviceable and decent. It doesn't have strange off flavors or aromas. There is some quality there. You say, about $13 a bottle worth of quality. Yeah, about that. Thanks for watching this video production.